Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday, November 18th. Here's what you need to know. The House has voted to pass a bill that would release the Epstein files. Trump's peace plan for the Middle East approved by the UN. Plus, is the Federal Education Department really necessary? What the Education Secretary is saying. Last, Governor Sanders follows a court order on special elections while expressing concern. I'm Jackson Mitchell. This is your Daily Brief. Good Tuesday. There is breaking news out of the House of Representatives. All Democrats and nearly all Republicans have just voted to pass a resolution that would force the Department of Justice to release documents related to the investigation of Jeffrey Epstein, the man convicted of solicitation of prosecution and solicitation of prosecution from a minor. After those convictions, he was also alleged of multiple charges of sex trafficking before committing suicide in 2019 while awaiting trial. This is something Americans have been pleading for, as Donald Trump has recently changed his views on the release. Here was the president recently calling for the release, but saying Democrats are using it as a distraction.
Mr. President, to clarify something you posted on Truth Social last night. You urged House Republicans to vote in favor of this Epstein release bill they're going to vote on tomorrow. I just want to be super clear on your position. Would you sign that bill if it gets to your desk?
I do want to. Here's what I want. We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats. We've done a great job, and I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done. So I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages. You do know that.
Here is Speaker Mike Johnson, which did the same, reacting as well.
I'm going to vote to move this forward. I think it could be close to a unanimous vote because everybody here, all the Republicans, want to go on record to show they're for maximum transparency, but they also want to note that we're demanding that this stuff get corrected before it is ever moves through the process and is completed.
Here is Democratic Representative Adelita Grajava, someone who has advocated on behalf of the victims and played a key role in forcing a House vote to release the government files related to the case late today.
The legislation in front of us, at its core, is about something very simple. The survivors deserve justice. The American people deserve the truth. To every survivor watching, your courage is inspiring. You are the reason why this vote is happening today.
The House took it up, not by the choice of Speaker Mike Johnson, but rather a discharge petition that forced it to come to a vote on the House floor. Now, the question is, will the Senate take this up? This is a story that's been in the conversation for years now, and Brooklyn News is all over it. We will continue to follow every angle of this right here on Your Daily Brief and over at brooklynnews.com. The UN Security Council passed a U.S.-drafted resolution endorsing President Trump's Gaza plan, aiming for sustainable peace and reconstruction. The resolution establishes the Board of Peace and a temporary international stabilization force to oversee demilitarization and aid delivery. While the resolution provides international legitimacy, concerns remain about its implementation, lack of detail, and potential impact on Palestinian sovereignty. President Donald Trump addressed it yesterday.
And we're picking the leaders or the heads of the most important nations in the world. I think it'll be a board like no other than perhaps the McDonald's board. You have a very good board.
This resolution is giving hope to Gazans that this war could end soon. The Federal Department of Education could be dismantled. Take a listen to a video released by Trump-appointed Education Secretary Linda McMullen.
The Democrats kept the government shut down for 43 days. Flights were delayed. SNAP benefits ran dry. Small business and housing loans were frozen. But one major component of life for American families went virtually unaffected: education. The Federal Department of Education furloughed 90% of its staff. And what happened? Nothing. Schools stayed open. Students went to class. Teachers got paid. The shutdown proved our schools don't depend on Washington bureaucracy to function.
Now, the Washington Post is reporting that the Education Department is planning to move several offices to other federal departments, a move described as unprecedented and unilateral. This effort, supported by President Trump, aims to dismantle the department despite Congress not acting on his request to close it. Supporters argue the department effectively coordinates education programs and prioritizes student needs. The Department of Education was established back in 1979 to ensure equal access to education, consolidate federal education programs and support state and local efforts. It aimed to improve educational quality through research and information sharing. Before the department's creation, it was in the hands of the states, something this administration wanted to go back to. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders of Arkansas announced she will comply with court orders to reschedule 2 special elections for vacant legislative seats in Arkansas. The elections, originally set for June 9th, 2026, will now be held on March 3rd of 2026, following a lawsuit from voters who argued the June date would deprive them of representation during the legislative session. Sanders plans to appeal the court orders, claiming they violate state law and potentially invalidate the elections. That will do it for this Tuesday, November 18th, 2025 edition of Your Daily Brief. We're back tomorrow.